Alright, welcome to Raising Funds for World Domination, day number 221. Orthoplex 64, how's it going? You've got a membership tonight. Someone gifted a membership and it got assigned to you yesterday. Alright, so it's time for the daily update. There is still no new information on the anticipated appeal of the LTB ruling. There is one more sponsored block type available on the Shopify Store. And there'll be another video to come out in a couple of weeks. And other than that, what I worked on today was I did a video editing and also had a dentist appointment. And I'm happy to report I have 0 cavities. Cybernetic Logos says, help, hello. How's business? Business. I guess business at this point consists mostly of creating content. Last month's revenue was up, which is good. But the trend over the last 6 months has been it's gone down quite a bit. But last month's was $2,600 or something, which is still not amazing. But we'll see. I kind of think doing the daily live streams with monetization off, I think that really hurt the channel. So we'll see. I did like 100 live streams with no monetization on. So we'll see if, because like even with monetization on, there's almost 0 revenue from the live streams. But I think maybe in the algorithm, it's like having it on, makes the algorithm work on the channel a bit more. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, 26. If I get it was baseline 2,600 every month, then that'd be great. I mean, I looked at the when I looked at the yearly revenue. The yearly revenue is still up 100% over last year. But we'll see how things go over the Christmas season, because I don't know, maybe it's a one-time blip from my video that I posted last Christmas. So if I don't have any more hit videos and the channel trends down for a while, then revenue could go down. But if the growth overall continues even just a bit more, then it could be actually be getting close to like normal salary revenue. Yeah, otherwise, that's the daily update. And we're going to continue with work on the terminal block mining simulation game. Set a goal and hit it. It's hard to set a goal. Like I have like immediate objectives to accomplish. And actually, it's kind of hard to set goals with YouTube, because I really don't feel very much in control of the revenue. Like if I make a video that's really good, I can't set a goal of like making a video that gets X amount of revenue. It's kind of like, it seems to be, it almost seems like YouTube selects the most. It selects like your top, 50% videos, and the bottom 50% videos get like no views, and the top ones get lots of views. But I guess I post a lot of stuff with different styles of content, so that's a problem. But yeah, so yesterday, what I worked on in this was some new block types for how I want to set up some of the like a bootstrapping process for new players. Have to make the dependent factor the amount of work you put in. Yeah, that's I mean that was the whole idea behind starting a business. But honestly, the more I learn about the way the world works and entrepreneurship and stuff, the more I am losing faith in like the actual like the whole idea of, you know, a functioning capitalist economy. It kind of seems like as a general financial rule, if you look at the overall economy, financial returns are becoming less correlated with merit or actual work, and it's more about like a process of endless currency debasement and like shifting wealth around. Player's position and inventory contents are stored as blocks. Hope no one visits those coordinates. Actually, I do hope people visit those coordinates. That's one of the reasons why I actually, a couple streams ago, I added the W coordinate. The idea will be you can browse to those coordinates, and then I guess maybe I don't know. I guess I could probably have like something similar like the survival mode in like creative mode or something, like in Minecraft, maybe. And so in like regular gameplay mode, you can only visit the regular map area, but if you go into like or spectator mode or whatever, then you can browse any of the dimensions. You just you get access to a special thing where you can toggle arbitrary dimensions, and then your player can like move through any object, and then as you move through the object, you can have a special like selection thing on the side where it'll actually show you the literal content of the block, and that could be used for like debugging and editing and stuff. What would you do if I MMOized your game? Right now, the license does not permit any kind of commercialized redistribution. I was thinking about having a license so that, like, if people wanted to add like a simple modification, like if someone actually made a 3D client, it only just talked. I think it didn't actually interface with my client; it just talked to the database. But at this time, I'm not. I'll probably keep the license as is. Free to play MMO. What's your license? The license is in the license file. If you check the Git repo. I just realized an issue with this. I was thinking this would be synchronous, but it's not. So when I get back the response, I need to know what to do with it. I guess what I could do is PRP LZ says, "Good morning, all. Whatever time it is. It's currently 10:20 here." Okay, this might work. Now I'll just have to have a thing that responds. A thing that handles the response message for this. How are we doing, Mr. Elder? I'm pretty good, actually. Today was one of those days that was a pleasant surprise. I had a dentist appointment, and I'm always wary about the dreaded dentist appointment. Wondering, oh no, are they going to find cavities? And they found 0 cavities. Which is awesome, because now not only do I get to save money by not having my teeth filled, I don't have to go and sit there and have them drill. Yeah, dental stuff's the worst. It's so expensive, and I don't want to do it. should the fact that you have to pay extra money for things you don't want. You should be able to spend money on things you do want. Okay, this is interesting. Because I would have expected this to actually fail. So why doesn't it fail? No, that's why, because I didn't actually implement this. Once read somewhere that dentists in some countries are the most depressed workers. Because interestingly, it's because most people they meet aren't looking forward to being there. Yeah, there's also I've also heard of there's an interesting correlation between the names people have and the careers they have, and that a lot of people called dentists are named. A lot of dentists are named Dennis. What is that called? Name determinism or something. I would assume most dentists would be happy because they have lots of money. All that money saved from the dentist, you can go out and celebrate by buying some candy. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, this will have to be implemented in both. All right, that's what I expected. Is that Vim? Yes, this is indeed Vim. All right, that compiles. Should it compile? Oh yeah, probably. What if I do this? Excellent. That's what I expected. Bassam Beats says, good morning. How's it going? It's actually 10:36 here. PM. $4:36 a.m. That's early. It's past your bedtime. Fake Linus did collab with real Linus. Who's fake Linus? I don't know. There's no one that comes to mind. Giordani says, hello there. How's it going? Now this will be the first time I've actually really even thought about this coordinate here. It's kind of just a random number that I typed in. Let's see. Right, those look all the same. Linus Tech Tips is fake Linus? Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good crossover. Doing my monthly Linux distro hopping. That sounds fun to try out new distros, but it also sounds like a lot of work. Saw it on YouTube. Channel Linus Tech Tips. I'll have to check that out. Okay, so I guess I put that at 998. So maybe we'll make this So then the management of different players. So for starters, for like bootstrapping some of this stuff, I'll just make the authorized client like the first player ID basically will be 0. The next one will be 1. Next one will be 2, etc., etc. So this will put the directory block right before the player position block, and then after that is the inventory. Actually, no, that won't work because this would overwrite. New players would overwrite the other blocks. Hour-long video, definitely worth watch. Yeah, I'd be interested to. That's a crossover I didn't necessarily expect, but it's. I guess it's appropriate. I'd be interested to see what those two would have to say to each other. I guess maybe that's more indication that Linux is going mainstream. World domination? Yeah. If you want to know the details, there's a link in the description that talks about my plans in detail. Really need to add I've taken already. I need like an in-game like scripting or command language or something. So I could say like at runtime, I can just say go to this address. Or tell it like spawn in certain materials and stuff. Okay, so the player inventory will be there. There was something called Bean Shell. Last time I looked into it, sort of interpreted Java. It was 10 years ago. Yeah, I was thinking about what I would do to add like a scripting language. It could almost make sense. I was like, I don't really want to. I like to make something that is it's not some like esoteric thing that no one understands, but also something simple. I was thinking there's probably, what I could probably do is just, I could probably have like a Python interpreter or something. Like I'm sure it's an easy thing to put a Python interpreter in it, and then I would just implement some of the functions. So there'd be like, you could just run a fun like go to location, and then I just have go to location implemented somewhere, and it's like hidden. Okay, so that is where I can't actually put anything in my inventory at the moment because there's no blocks around. I have to navigate down 10 million blocks to actually mine something. But this is where the inventory block would appear. So what we'll do is we'll put, to kind of like continue with the pattern here, we'll put the this here, we'll make that the first root directory block for the first player, and then every player will just go down by z minus 1. That makes sense. So that way if I go to look at this and I look at all the player data, it'll just be laid out physically here on the z-axis. And that'll be nice, because that way when I have like bugs and stuff, I can just like go to that physical place in memory and then inspect it. I'll be here tomorrow. Just be warned. At least if I remember. All right, we'll see you then. One day when I join, you'll be just like, do you need the usual? Like when you go to a store long enough. I do recall your username. I can't remember what we talked about though. There's too many people on the internet. There's like thousands of people that come into chat. And some people will be like, hey, I'm the guy who is learning JavaScript. And then I'll say that describes a large number of people. Okay, that's the first step is defining how these directory blocks are going to be laid out. And the next step of this is going to be to query the database to see if there's anything at that location. And if there is something, it'll send out a message with the address. It'll send out this address. And if there isn't, then it'll respond with, I think, an error. And then the client will either detect the error. It'll be like error client not provisioned. And then if the client is not provisioned, it'll send a separate request to provision the player. So that will do the initialization, the database initialization on the server for that client. Once that's set up, that'll only have to be done upon creating a player. And it'll have to be like an externally, there's a part missing like for actual production multiplayer. I'd have to think about, I guess, have like a separate authorization server or something. And the authorization server would have to figure out if we would be responsible for issuing the right client IDs. I'm the guy of the cult. Which cult? I'm not building a cult. I'm building an empire. Robert, what are you writing here? Is it a game? Yes, it is. It's a terminal-based video game. I have some... Well, you know what? I should actually put a video link in the description by now. Actually, I do kind of have that. If you check there's a link to GitHub, and on GitHub, I have a link to the YouTube videos that explain it. It's a terminal-based video game where you can simulate the process of mining blocks of iron ore. how many lines total as of now. I'm not sure. I'll check in just a sec. Right, that does not crash. That's good. So the current number of lines is so that's an overestimate. Okay, that's got 31 lines. So if I do -n plus 31, I think that'll remove the first 31 lines. Yeah, 22,000, I guess, lines of Java. And then I guess lines of C++, 136. And 26 lines of headers. Why write in terminal? No IDE, no AI. So I don't use, well, actually, I was trying to use an AI and terminal or IDE for a while. I wanted to start using AI, and then I started using IntelliJ. But IntelliJ has so many bugs in it, and it took me a long time to like figure out what the bugs were. And I ended up rolling back to an older version of it. And I guess right now I just kind of use it for debugging. And it's on my to-do list. I have stuff to do during the day that has been taking up most of my time. So it's high up on my to-do list to actually sit down and play with AI. But in the few times I played with it, there's always like integration issues with it. Like I'll have to check again to see if they've ironed out all the bugs with the plugin. Why old Ubuntu? I think it's 2004. Yeah, I think this was. I think I had this version on it because it was compatible with something that I had, but I could probably upgrade it. But yeah, it is. The AI coding stuff is pretty interesting. Although lately, the only coding I've been doing is the stuff I've been doing on stream. Try out Google Anti-Gravity. Works pretty well out of the box. Is that an AI tool? That's the other issue. There's so many of them. There's like 5,000 different ones, and I'm starting to wonder like how many of these people recommending me AI tools are just AI bots spamming people to try some AI tool. I do recognize, I think there's definitely something there. It's clear that AI coding is good enough. It's bad enough that I don't want to use it, but it's good enough that it's clear that it's going to be a part of the future. Anti-gravity is buggy. See, I don't want that. I don't want to waste my time screwing around with these buggy tools and then learning how to like avoid all the bugs. I just want it to work. I don't have time to screw around with buggy AI slop code. But anyway, I think I'll leave it there for tonight. I mentioned before I'm going to do shorter streams to get through, to prioritize getting the next video finished. Try cursor. Found it to be least buggy ID. Barely code anymore. All code review. It's been my day at work today. Reviewing code written by AI. Nice. VS Code fork. With all the issues it brings. Yeah, I know. I can't get away from AI coding, so people keep asking me, but eventually I'll probably do like a really good proper sit down and try enumerate my kind of list of cases of where I think it's useful and not, and make a like analysis video on it. But that'll be for the future. All right, I'll call it a night here, and we'll be back tomorrow night for day 222. And I'll continue on a bit more on the bootstrapping multiplayer initialization stuff, multi-user account for the server model. And yeah, once that works, then we can imagine other things. All right, have a good night.